HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP. Maybe practice, maybe new. Let me explain both. Show quantity rebates. Brad Williams, XL Prime. I'm going to introduce you to the XLOOKUP function. We're going to work with the HLOOKUP function in this example. Let me show you what's going on here. We are looking for a rebate based on what? Number of items purchased. If you bought 0 items, well, you're going to get between 0 and 5 or 0 and 10 items, 0 and 9 items, there will be no rebate. But if you bought 10 to 24, you're going to get a 5% rebate, and so on and so forth to 25. Nothing new here except for it's a horizontal lookup. A little bit different, not really. We're just going to look up and use an approximate match. We're going to look in rows, and we're going to get the same type of outcome if this was set up as a VLOOKUP. Then I'm going to show you XLOOKUP and all of the key features within XLOOKUP. At first, you're going to go, wow, that's a lot of stuff. It's a... They threw everything, including the kitchen sink, when they did the XLOOKUP and the XMatch and the other tools that were introduced, I think, in 2020, maybe 2019. I think it's whatever it is. Maybe, I think it's 2020. But let's focus on HLOOKUP. Here's the lookup value. Let's see what it looks like. It says, looking up H5. What is it? That's items purchased. Here's your items purchased, 0, 10, 15, 25. All right. Promotion. Here is the name range, 347, which is C4, which is here, and includes the rebate and the items purchased. The row is 2, and notice we leave the default, which is in exact mode. If we leave it out of the equation, then it automatically defaults. Here's the write-up. What we're going to do is, let's go to HLOOKUP. For this example, the HLOOKUP formula is either one of the 2 formulas shown below. HLOOKUP promotion, that's the default, or you can put the 1 in there, and that's the explicit. Either way works. We went with the default. If you're more comfortable with putting the 1 in there, knock yourself out. And in terms of what it does is, we're just looking up if there's a rebate for the items purchased. F9, no F9 here. So this is straightforward. We have 5 items purchased, no rebate. You buy 77, well, how does that work? Looking up an exact match, asking, well, what does that mean? Okay, I was reading this wrong. I said this would be an exact. No, it's an approximate because we're working in a range. We can't use exact. We have to use an approximate. And remember, we always go lower. So anything... you can see here, we purchased 18. That will generate only a 5% rebate. 37, you would think you would be entitled to higher rate than 10, but the way it is, anything up to 49 will only be a 10% rebate. And then anything above 51 or 50 will generate no more than a 15% rebate. So you could take this to 400. And it's only going to give you a 15% rebate. And because it's an HLOOKUP, it's going, look at is the row number 2 in order to generate this rebate. The XLOOKUP is a little bit different in that you're going to have different arguments. So we have H5, which is the lookup. We have items purchased, which is going to be the lookup array. We're going to have the rebate, which is the return array. You're asking, well, what's the return array? That's going to be this rebate, okay? That's what we're looking for. There's some optional stuff here. The way to work around it is, you see how we have a comma, and then we have another comma, and then a -1. If you don't want to include an optional argument, then just put another comma. Here, you're going to see we have, if not found, you can put something in there if you want. Remember, you can put it in parentheses or what have you, or ignore it. Then we have a match mode. which should be ahead of not found. We have match mode, we have 0, which is an exact match. We have -1, which is an exact match or next smallest. We have 1, which is equal to exact match or next larger, and 2, which is a wildcard match. A lot of flexibility here. That's one of the features of the XLOOKUP. It gives you, you're going to fine tune your lookups. Then we have a search mode, which is also optional. You can add this in. Search mode, which would be search from first, -1, search from last, binary, and binary search. Well, that doesn't apply here. Down the road, we'll look into that. This is how it works. We have this set up to what? To find exact match or next smallest. And you're going to see it's going to show 0, 5, 10, 15. And what if we change that to 1 or next larger? What happens? Okay, let's change that to 1. I'm just going to copy this down, Control D, and you could see how this works because 5, you could see 5%. 5 now will generate a 5% rebate. That means you buy anything from 1 to 10, you're going to get a 5% rebate. 11 to 25, a 10%. 26 to 50, you're going to get 15%. And then you're cut off. Okay? It limits what it can read. It'll only go to 15%. So 77 is an A error. Be sure to check out all of our Excel courses. Excel data and text manipulation. We have an advanced beginners and intermediate course. Excel essentials. This is for individuals new to Excel. We have an advanced, excellent beginners, level 1 and level 2, and intermediate level course. Excel formulas, formulas only. We have a beginner, an advanced, and an intermediate level course. Click on any of the links. There's a short video that explains everything about the course. Check it out. To fix that, you can add another parameter here to go, 50, from 50 to 200, you get 20% or what have you. So change this back to -1. You can just hit Control Z a couple times and practice. Work with this. We're going to use XLOOKUP a lot. This is a good starting point. Play around with it because it's set up a little bit different. We're looking at a horizontal as opposed to vertical. So you can reverse this. You can set this up and use VLOOKUP. You can also manipulate XLOOKUP to do a few more features. That's introduction to XLOOKUP, and you can see that you're going to be able to incorporate a lot more simply by incorporating XLOOKUP. Brad Williams, XL Prime. Thanks.